Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ReEvolve Media Revolution podcast, where we interview hip hop artists from across Canada and come across familiar topics which we dig into and try to discover how they relate to our own lives. My name is Jordan Lewis, and this episode features young Cazzy. One concept that constantly escapes my mind is that there are no shortcuts in life. We start at point A, and it doesn't matter how much you know about point B or getting there, you cannot skip the journey. Now, a statement like that may seem obvious to some, but unless you've heard it before, it may not be obvious and therefore isn't objectively obvious. The point of me saying this is that unless you remind yourself of the fact that there are no shortcuts in life, you may be tempted to try and take a shortcut. And that's among the countless other things we know we shouldn't do, but still do. The just one more or the last one, the one we're better off without but still make the conscious decision to proceed. I've heard of people personifying their bad habits and safely placing the blame on a third person version of themselves, detached from the real version of themselves, which not only remains innocent but is judgmental about it. Now, isn't that a powerful delusion? But regardless of how close you are to point B, I repeat again, there are no shortcuts. We can learn from ourselves, we can learn from others, and we can acknowledge the strength that cause and effect has on our reality. But knowing about love and heartbreak prevents as much of the crush as knowing about hammers and hands. In a subject easier experienced than explained, I implore you to continue your journey and realize that you are exactly where you need to be. And here we have young Cazzy. What is up, everybody? I am here with Kazden. He goes by Young Cazzy. He's an artist out of Calgary, Alberta, right?
Yep. How's it going?
That's so dope, man. That's my hometown as well.
Perfect. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, yeah, nice to meet you as well, brother. From what I'm seeing here, you have aside from being a hip hop artist, you have a passion for videography as well, or at least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I have I guess the big creativity part really stems from film because I guess ever since a kid I've been a big film head and just kind of wanting to be in that field of work, which I kind of am actually. That's what I do, I guess, for like on the side at real work, but also like
Yeah.
I just like the creativeness of anything. So, but yeah.
So you do filming and editing professionally?
Yeah. And then I work
That's
in the
really
film
dope,
industry on
man.
some sets here and there. So
Dude, that's really cool. And is videography kind of your roots with creativity? Is that kind of where you
pretty
started as a
much,
creative?
yeah. But like it's also just been a lot of writing too, and I think that's where I don't want to say I guess my biggest strengths are writing, but I don't want to say it like that. But you know what I mean, where it's like also that thing of making movies, where it's like I want to write movies or just anything. So I was just super
Okay.
into just writing. Like even then it stemmed into like poetry, and that's where just that comes into music, and it's like well. I like the, and then I started exploring rap, and I've always liked hip hop, and that was the main thing. But it was never like, oh, I'm going to make hip hop music. You know what I mean? Like, in my
Yeah,
head. I'd write songs and then I would just write things like that where I'd be like, oh, I love rhymes. So I'd be like writing poetry or blah, blah, blah. And then trying to find like ways to, add storytelling to that, which is
for
why it took
sure.
so long, I guess. Cause or never showed anyone. Cause I guess I want to say I've been writing music ish since like a kid, like, I don't know what age really, but you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's like not legit.
Gotcha. So that's what you mean when you first said writing. I was thinking maybe like screenplays or like from like a director perspective as well.
Yeah, I guess that's where it stems from. Just because, and that's exactly what I do in my music. Is I want to tell stories, and that's exactly why I do that. I do music, and I love music, is because it's
Yeah.
a way to express your personality, but also your story as well. If that makes
For
sense.
sure, and
Yeah.
that's brilliant, man. Oh, that makes sense for sure. And from what I can see here, it's because this is as far as I can date you back on the internet. There's
Yeah.
in 2010 ish, you put out such hits as the Magic Stick and
Oh
the Three
Lord.
Wishes skits.
Oh
And
yeah.
you
Forgot about
you've
those.
got videography, dude. That's crazy. I remember doing this with the homies and myself, but like just as a creative, just like creating skits and just like
Yeah.
doing it just for
Oh
the
man,
fun and for the love of it.
that's the thing. Like I wanted. Oh man, that was so long ago. Those fucking videos were like
Dude, yeah, 10 years ago?
legit. Like
It's
oh,
crazy.
that's
It's
when I
crazy that
first
it's
got
still
my
out there and
camera.
accessible.
Oh, exactly. I forgot to take those down. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really want to. It's just like I don't know. They're classic, and it's like I don't really mind. It's not like I'm in it being an idiot in them. It's just like
Yeah.
I got my friends just being stupid. It's so cringy, but that's what I love about it. And like I don't know. You can
It's kids, man.
exactly. It's like I'm friggin' young. You can't like. It's not like That's me
And then
now
it
making the
also
same video. Like
exactly, it shows your
yeah,
origins,
exactly.
man. Especially as you say, it's your first
Yeah,
camera.
exactly. That's the thing. And that's when I wanted to be like a YouTuber.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who didn't wanna be a YouTuber in 2010 though?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like well, we can't make movies now. I'll make short films.
And you've got, like, a steady stream of releases, since you got that camera in 2010. You guys were putting out a decent amount of content, but we'll jump
Yeah,
right into your music there content.
for sure. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, in 2017, I can see you started putting out, stuff in that regard. I think it was under your first name you started, releasing music as Kasdan.
Yeah, I was just going by my just real name first. So it's like it's
Yeah, and
unique enough, but
it's unique enough. Yeah, no, I'd say so. You're the first Kasdan I've ever met.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and you started, it seems like you started from doing mostly kinda like remixes of, mainstream hip hop songs or like remixes of, video game tracks, which is
Yeah.
super dope.
Yeah, exactly. That was like the
So
one thing I was gonna say. That was kind of like how it started too. So kind of interesting. So
and does that come from, like, just, like, the interest of doing it over those beats, just, like, the mutual interest, or were you actually like, "Alright, I'm gonna" like, you just did it, like, naturally, or it was, like, a planned thing and you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna pick this beat because it's, like, it's, Legend of Zelda, it's my shit, let's do it."
well, those that's the kind of the funny thing with that because it's like well, the first one, what I call like deja vu, which was just the cover songs almost, like me just
Yeah, yeah.
doing my own, like, yeah, remixes, but like I didn't remix the beat. And that's just like over time, I was just writing to these songs, and it's like, oh no, those are
Is it
iffy
called
thing.
is it called a cover or a remix still? I
That's what I
guess
was
it's
wondering.
just
I'm
called a
like,
cover at that point, yeah.
yeah, I think so. Cause it's like,
I think it's the video game stuff that would be
yeah,
remixes, and then
exactly. Cause
this would
that's
be
what I
covers,
actually
yeah.
remixed is, and then like, but I don't want to say in a way like I was doing those both simultaneously because like
Okay.
it was just like doing covers, and then me and my friend Liam, who's like Rue Beats, he's on like every literally has done like every song with me. He's like my right hand man. Is like we've just
Oh,
been
damn.
like working on music together and just remixing things here and there. And then it's just like I was gonna release like a mix of covers and then the remixes, but I'm like, well, it doesn't really make any sense in a way, if that makes sense. Whereas like because it was like two completely almost different things where it's like one's just the normal beat and then the other one is remixing the beat. So I was like, okay, first I'll release the covers and then I'll release the remixes. But then I ended up adding more remixes. And it was like, yeah, that's where it's kind of interesting how where it just comes from. But and then it was kind of
Plus
nice to use the
the
covers
covers are
as like a
mainly
oh sorry, what?
a 7-track project.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the covers are mainly those mainstream tracks, whereas the you stick to kind of I guess, it's not necessarily the video game theme for the remixes because you also have the Trailer Park Boys
Yeah,
remix, Star
exactly.
Trek as well.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I was gonna say yeah, like maybe the words like pop culture or just nostalgic
Pop
type
there
pop
you go,
culture.
okay.
Because it's like
That's fair.
it's all things, yeah, from my that stem from my past or things that are, still important to me, but it's also the whole theme of that, I guess, is what I shaped the themes into, or like letting go of things from the past, but also like learning to like because that's a thing I think a lot of people have problems with still about like fan bases. This is a whole thing I can get into for another day, but it's like, toxic fan bases for things like I want like for example Star Wars. I'm sorry, but like my god, you know what I mean? The people can ruin just the fun, the enjoyment of a
Oh,
piece
for
of media.
sure. Yeah,
And it's
toxic
like,
fan
yeah.
bases are the worst.
And then it's like these people that just stick on to these things. And it's like, so it's just really interesting to me because I'm also a guy who likes to stick on to things, but not to the point where I'm like, delusional, if that makes, I don't know what the right word is, but it's like,
It's, I don't know, just lost in the
yeah,
sauce,
yeah,
just
exactly.
entirely
Like,
obsessed, yeah.
so it's
Because
like,
I don't know, man. Because there's a point where it's fun, and then there's a point where I don't even know. It's a fine line too.
exactly. And where like takes over your
Because
life.
I support being as fucking nerdy as possible, man. Like
Seriously.
rock some cosplay, do some fucking animated shit. Like I don't
I
know.
think like the thing I used to, it's kind of mainly like, don't let it like be your personality. You know what I mean? Because
There
that's my
you
whole
go.
issue.
Yeah.
Like, if someone says they don't like Star Wars, you can't, how is that offending? You can't, you know what I mean? I even hate using that
For
word.
sure.
Getting
Yeah.
offended,
Yeah.
like that doesn't, it's a piece of
There's
media made
nothing
by a white
personal
dude in the
about it at
70s.
all.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's just like, really? But that's, I don't know. It's like we have way more issues in the world than that.
Than Star Wars being shit.
Exactly. Fucking
That's
Star Wars, man.
hilarious.
But yeah. So it's like taking taking things I like and just, yeah, kind of using the themes from them to tell my own story with it. That makes sense. Like,
Yeah, okay, so that's dope. So you did approach both of these as, like, projects,
yeah.
essentially.
I just like
Yeah.
turned them into two different ones because it was like, and then the first, go back to the Deja Vu. Like I called it Deja Vu because it's like cover songs, like songs you've heard before. So it's almost
Yeah,
like,
you'll remember it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
it's like, oh, I've heard this before, but it's not the same
Exactly.
thing, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then just to showcase me as a rapper, really, and it kind of helped, I guess, especially in the city, like just getting my like lyrics out there
Oh,
because it was
okay,
like,
that's interesting.
because especially I think that's the main thing. Because people were like, why don't you just release the covers out first? Because it's like, I mean, it's always good, release your original music and stuff like that. But it's also like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people that do release things just right away without what am I? Not even. I don't want to say fan base because that's like everyone should start releasing. But it's also like you got to know that no
Without
one's going to be looking at you right away unless
Yeah,
like you have to
yeah.
showcase yourself and like you can do that with original music, but it's also like I don't want to put all that effort just to get like one view from like my friends. Like or just my
I see
friends
what
say
you're
good job,
saying.
dude.
You wanna overlap as many fan bases as
Yeah,
possible to
exactly.
see if there's mutual interest, right?
Exactly. And especially with the
Yeah.
covers, like I did like I'm doing one dance from Drake to fucking, oh sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, sweet. To like Nothing But a G Thing, like by like freaking
Yeah,
Dr. Dre
yeah.
and Snoop Dogg. So it's like the most like rant, like because I love all the types of music, but also like in that genre, I love old '90s music, and that's also in a way like the way I kind of write my like hip hop verses. Like I'm very just
Yeah,
I like that directness, that like blunt like type
for
of
sure.
directness that came from like a lot of those artists from back then. But then also like having that new melody type stuff nowadays, especially on the
Yeah,
hooks and stuff.
so is that kind of just like your goal for or your target is kind of like a lo-fi sound in that regard?
Yeah, pretty much. I would say
Or is it
lo-fi, lo-fi,
because I don't really know how else to describe like a video game aesthetic.
right? Yeah, because that's the thing, and like, especially, and then like, yeah, I'd say lo-fi, lo-fi hip hop,
Lo-fi hip hop because it's like a video game kind of type style, but it's not like it's lo-fi, but it's not like glitch hop. It's not like trippy in a sense. It's more like wavy
yeah, exactly. Especially with
for some of
my
your more recent
actually
tracks, at
original
least.
stuff, like with Kamikaze Dreams and
Yeah,
like my recent stuff that's coming out. Like it's using, and that's the thing too, is like the evolution of like that type of media where, being a totally just, this is a Zelda remix. You can blatantly hear it type of thing versus like an original song where
yeah.
there's that slight sample and it's like just in the background or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's familiar enough for people who know about it to
yeah.
recognize it, but then
And also like
it's
not enough
not
to get me
there
like
enough.
banned offline, like, or
If exactly,
not
yeah,
banned, but
it
you know what I
falls
mean?
into the background.
Copyright
No, I
type
know what you
stuff.
mean, not flagged.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, we were saying in 2010 you started putting out that content because you got a camera. What started you putting out content in 2017 for your music?
Because it was just like, I don't know, I guess, oh yeah, I was just mainly like my friends. I started with like in a group we called ourselves Savvy because it was like
Savvy, okay.
yeah, because I forget. It was like a mix on like two words, like savvy, like you're suave, but then also like savage. It was just like a dumb thing back then, but it was just like savvy. So it was like
Interesting, yeah, yeah, yeah.
SAVI because we didn't want to be like because we knew if we just said savage it'd be cringy, so we are like savvy. So
Savvy.
it's kind of nice, but yeah, we're just like a little group, like four guys, and then but just like we were friends that just both like, hey, we write music. Oh, that's cool. And then it was like, let's just release it. It's just like, okay, cool. And then we just started writing tracks, and then yeah, kind of happened.
Is it
Just
the
like
same 4
motivation.
guys that you have in the, 4 Guys, 1 Mic podcast?
Oh God, no, that's a totally completely different thing.
Totally different
That's
crew.
hilarious.
Okay, I was just seeing if there was overlap there.
Yeah.
That's
Oh man, that was
hilarious,
the thing
yeah.
for school I did when I went to film school. So
Okay.
yeah, we had to
Oh, you
do
went to
like
film school.
yeah, went to SATE.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Did you enjoy the program there?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Loved
Like
it.
yeah, just mainly the people and like it was like the one thing with film school or I guess any creative school. I'm just gonna be real too with anyone who wants to ever do that. If you don't know jack shit about film, then definitely. But if you are like me and have been a freaking nerd since like the womb, like don't really need film school whatsoever because they're just going to teach you everything you already know. Like, and that's the thing. Except for like the best thing is you get to do a lot of things hands on, and you meet people that want to do the same thing as you. So like networking, which is important, but it's like you don't need to pay tuition to network. Like you know what I mean? Like
Okay, so don't do it if you're already a nerd about it. Don't do it
yeah,
with the
it's like
intention of
a
seeking
it depends
knowledge.
type of thing because it's like go if you can, but don't put yourself in like debt because you can. It's one of those things you can literally learn on your
Yeah,
own. Like
for sure. It's if you have all the equipment and you have like the
yeah,
fucking internet
there's
and
like
you already
so
have like 10
exactly.
years of
There's so many
experience.
books and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like I have so many books on filmmaking that have just like accumulated over time, and it's like, and it's not like saying like
And
oh,
they
I'm
just hit
smart
the
and I
spot
know this,
enough.
but it's like little things like in school. I'm just like oh, that's I know that about cameras just because I've just studied it like in a way just because I liked it as a kid or not like or just since a kid I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It was just like a natural evolution. You came across a problem, you had to figure out how the answer, and now
yeah.
it's just in the back, or yeah, in the back in the library there.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. Like even there's a lot of things where you really don't need to go to school for like or like it's good, especially like a lot of people can't, stay like study on their own because I know that's just a huge problem where, you're more focused in a class. It's like graphic design, music production, like, you can go to school for that, but you really don't need to. Like you can learn that all on your own. It's just like you have to have that drive to do it.
That's the truth, man. And also something super unique about those industries as well as what YouTube has done is it's made
Exactly.
teaching a business.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. It's like the business side of
You
it
can get
all.
yeah, and you can get like literally it's those master classes. You can seek information from like absolute professionals in their field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the knowledge is out there if you really want it.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Back to your music there, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
In 2017, yeah,
Going
you put out
tangents.
a
I'm
track.
like,
Yeah, different from your covers and your remixes. There, you put out a track called "Thinking of Her."
oh yes,
Is this track like true story vibes? Is this just kind of
pretty
in
much.
your
Yeah,
feels or
it's
yeah?
like
Okay,
yeah,
that's sweet.
especially during the time it was like based off just a girl in
Something
life. So
recent.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it was just
yeah.
like yeah, stemmed from there. And then also the producer on that, Krillic, he was in my
Acrylic.
film
Yeah.
film class. Like we're just
Oh, dope.
friends in school, and then I met him like, dude, you like make really good lo-fi beats. And he's like, you should rap on one. I'm like, okay. And then yeah, it was really cool.
That's super dope. Okay, speaking of connections, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So that's another thing
Yeah,
there. And
that's
that's a really interesting thing too, I guess, again, from film school where it's like any like there's so many people there had talents, like different talents, not besides, they just want to do this because it's like there you have me and Krillic where it's like, oh, we like music too. And I guess that's also the best thing about why I guess in the journey is also the people you meet along the way that really help you push. Because like I want to say I wouldn't have released my songs if it wasn't for people I was kind of working with in a way because it's like you tell your friends like oh I'm going to release music of course they're going to say okay like or something you know what I mean like
for
or your
sure.
or
Yeah,
your
yeah.
family and it's like but then you never really get that like am I good at in a way or I don't know you know what I mean they always sugarcoat it I find especially when you're
Like,
starting
in the creative process or, like, for the final product?
yeah or like at least like feedback because it's like hey I'm releasing a song what do you think oh it's good you know what I mean like family wise it's like because you're not going to
Yeah,
hurt your
no, I know
feelings you know what I mean like
exactly
it's like
what you
no no
mean.
no I want real criticism tear me apart
Yeah, "Please hurt me."
yeah legit make me cry like tell me my songs suck.
Yeah. Do you ever get, constructive criticism and feedback like
Oh yeah.
that? Do you get enough of it?
Yeah, I think I do, yeah. Especially the good
Yeah,
stuff and
okay.
unlike trolls sometimes where they just come in like, "What is this?" But no, yeah. I love
I think it's r what's that?
oh, I just say like I think everyone should too, is like I love creative no, yeah, creative criticism is like yeah,
Constructive,
constructive, sorry. Because it's like
Ye
you need that, especially in anything creative. Like if you can't handle, yeah, just not judgment, but yeah, just because you have to know that everything you do is not going to be perfect in a way, I guess, or at least I think
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think a common thing is that the worst feedback or the least creative feedback comes to people who have like an expectation going in and don't actually give you like an honest opinion. They just like kind
Exactly.
of compare it to something else and
Like I would rather someone not. I want to say that, like I'd rather someone tell me why they don't like my song instead of just lying and saying, "Oh, it's pretty good, man," and like not actually have heard it. Just to not be
oh, for
rude or something.
sure.
Because like how as an artist, I'm never gonna be like, "What the hell, bro?" It's like you don't like my song. Well,
Yeah.
it's like
It's oh, pretty good, eh? So how many times have you listened to it?
yeah,
How many times
yeah. Tell
so
me right
far?
now.
Today? Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
show
that
me
the
your
truth
Spotify.
though?
Yeah, exactly.
Show me your Spotify. Who's your number one artist?
Show me your playlists.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Who've you been your biggest supporters since like your videography days?
Oh man. Well, they're just like I've been growing like I don't want to say like a decent, yeah, just like there's a decent amount of people online. I guess like who are just like really helpful. You know, just like I've met like or
So
just are
people,
fans of the music. I'm just like, oh, it's pretty interesting, and like
yeah,
actually
okay.
having people who do support you that aren't like people you know in a way. But also too, like I'm really like glad to have friends who are into making music because that's a really big helpful thing
For
because they know
sure,
that
yeah.
grind as well, or in the creative fields, anything. They just know that yeah, you need to actually yeah, give constructive feedback on art, I guess.
For sure. They know the value of both good and bad
Yeah,
feedback.
exactly.
For sure. Well, we're gonna take that quick break I told you about,
Yeah,
and then
for
we'll
sure.
jump right back to it.
Sounds good.
Dope. All right, sounds
Yeah,
good.
see you in a bit.
And we are gonna listen to a track by Young Cazzy. This one is titled Ghosts. Enjoy.
Yeah, enough of that sad shit now. Come on. Dang, dang. Okay, some people in my past turned to ghosts, yeah, all on the low, You see, I had to bust them all, yeah, yeah, I had to let them go, Friends turned to foes, yeah, because the life I chose up top my throne, yeah, all on my own, yeah, fall no I won't, yeah, call me a joke, even though you boys the punchline, y'all can never reach me with the way I jump high, yeah, the hate blows right through me just like a ghost, yeah. See, now I'm bringing that hype. See, I'm tired of being all nice. See, I'm putting some bodies all up on ice. Gonna pop my shots as I aim my sights. They see me on the rise, so they're pulling at me. A few dead dogs still trying to haunt dreams. Yeah, them underdogs will always be underneath my feet. Yeah, so yeah, y'all barking up the wrong tree. As I sit up on the top and just breathe. Yeah, get in my zone. Okay, yeah, all of you clones will step in line. I kill them all with the words that I wrote. Yeah, to finish them off. So I guess your hunger stopped. Now you looking lost. All your friends are gone. And now you got nowhere to go. Yeah, some people in my past turned to ghosts. Yeah, all on the low. You see, I had to bust them all. Yeah, yeah, I had to let them go. Friends turned to foes. Yeah, because the life I chose up top my throne. Yeah, all on my own. Yeah, fall no I won't. Yeah, call me a joke, even though you boys the punchline. Y'all can never reach me with the way I jump high. Yeah, the hate blows right through me just like a ghost. Yeah, like a ghost. See, some demons still try to haunt me. Some feelings I got 'em off me, let go. Yeah, let go. I know that they see me grinding and it's got 'em feeling like they want more. Yeah, want more. Yeah. I see them scheming and plotting. Seems like they really want me to fall. Yeah, but no, I won't. Yeah, cause my enemies to me are just some ghosts. Yeah, watch them go. People in my past turn to ghosts. Yeah, all on the low. You see, I had to bust them all. Yeah, yeah, I had to let them go. Friends turn to foes. Yeah, because the life I chose up top my throne. Yeah, all on my own. Yeah, fall no, I won't. Yeah, call me a joke, even though you boys the punchline. Y'all can never reach me with the way I jump high. Yeah, the hate blows right through me just like a ghost. Yeah, like a ghost.
What's good, everybody? I'm back with Young Cazzy. Young Cazzy, how you feeling?
It's doing pretty good. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
That's good,
So
man.
before we took our little break there, we were talking about one of your tracks that differed from the rest. Thinking of her,
Hmm.
relating that to a true story, and then it also seems as though some of those themes slip into your 2019 project that you released early 2019 in January, Kamikaze Dreams, a 10 track.
Yeah,
There's a lot of overlapping themes there, so I just wanted to talk about that project. Born, the intro, dude, such a dope intro, man.
thank you.
Who does your production on this project, or how'd you pick your
Pretty
tracks?
much that was fully me and my friend Rue, or Liam. Like we've been friends, I guess, since grade 8, 7, and it's just like
Yeah,
then randomly like he's just been into me. Like he actually like plays guitar. He does a lot of actual like real music. Like he was in band type of stuff. But then like over the year, he just got into music production, and then we were just also into it as well, and we just would work on stuff together. And then yeah, but
that's really
he's like the
cool.
best of it. Like I'll bring in the things and he makes it better. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah, for
knows
sure.
the yeah, he's really good at it. Shouts out to Liam Davey.
For
Rue
real,
beats,
man.
like
It's
legit.
such a dope intro, dude. It's swaggy as fuck.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I guess one of the themes you also bring up in this project is something that you said earlier, is that a lot of the stuff you write is just like it's just like real and it's straightforward, and that's something that you prefer.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then in this project you also put the track, this is 2 years after the initial release, Thinking of Her, you end it with it. Is this Does this track maintain themes from that same relationship?
pretty much yes. Because oh man, what was the time periods here?
Well, it seems like that. I've got Thinking of Her
Oh,
originally
definitely
released in
no. There was a lot
2017
of
on
it
your
like
SoundCloud.
I guess it was almost like 2 year span, between that. I guess but like
Yeah,
what was it? Oh, and also too, like the beat he made beforehand as well, and like that was another thing that was really a big part of it. And like he has a lot like acrylic, I mean, and
yeah,
he's like the
yeah,
one artist on that, or one producer besides Rue on
for
that one.
sure. Yeah.
And like yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, I guess it was a little while before I released it, but also too, I was with another group called Underdog for a while. That was a
Okay.
whack period of time, but anyways, like
A whack
just took a
period of
while.
time.
Oh god, yeah. I just like
what what
basically
happened?
like just a person with very big well, big ego but small, you know what I mean? And just like
Okay.
overthinking. I'm not naming any names. Just one of those company, or not even a company. It was literally just, we were friends and he's like, this is now a production label and taking things serious when it's four guys in a fucking garage.
Oh, I
And I mean, like,
see.
it's like little things, you know what I mean? It's just like, yes, take it serious, but it's also like you can't hold my music for, it was like I don't know, huge story, just basically improper management.
That's
And yeah,
fair, dude. That's interesting.
and it just like ruins friendships sometimes.
But, so then Kamikaze Dream was under this, or, designed under this group?
Kind of, yeah. They're just like helped, I guess, like production, and also we
Promotion?
were just like a really good recording space at the time. Like we're just like that's where we'd always like go to work on things and
Ah, gotcha, and
stuff like
that,
that.
like,
Yeah,
just a dope creative space to, like, vibe off each other
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah,
Especially
okay.
when like when I was with Savvy, I was like, I think we were still making music when I kept Kamikaze Dreams came out. Just thinking of the timeline now, but yeah, we're just like still all the friends there and been a part of them and type of thing, and just worked on different projects together.
Oh, okay. I guess you can see the names of the other 3 included in the
Yeah,
features of the
because I
project.
swear I could have. I was like, yeah, I guess it was January, right? I was like, gosh,
Yeah,
keep forgetting it was like 2019 because we're here 2019. It just feels like I was like, damn, I'm a year
like
a
it
year
should
ago,
be.
but it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
January.
Well, dude, 2 years ago now,
Yeah,
next month.
exactly. So I'm like, holy
That's a
crap,
trip.
it's very trippy.
I
Yeah,
was gonna
man.
say, yeah, in your releasing Thinking of Her, like within the like 2 years ish before that,
Yeah.
it seems like some of the themes of this track relate to kind of the person that you were after the fact,
Oh yeah.
and become kind of because of it.
Yeah, I was also gonna say that as well because also that's also why I decided to put it on that, and especially just make it the 10th track because also like yeah, it just was that kind of what is it trying to express where it's like I
Like
feel like everyone has
closure.
that, yeah, trying to find that closure, yeah, exactly. But I feel like everyone has that, especially at a young age, where it's that first love. That's not the only like theme, but it's like stems from that just youth thing where everything feels like a disaster, like everything is a disaster that bad
Yeah.
happens to you. Then you
But
realize over time it's not. Like
it kind of, because like your first heart, I'm assuming this was your first heartbreak.
this one,
Like,
that's actually really interesting. This one is
I'm
from
curious. Yeah.
the second, because I've
The
only
second.
yeah, to be real, I've only had a lot of relationships, but two are the ones that like the main ones, like
Okay.
those big
The
ones.
serious ones, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that one's from the second one, but I was like, just writing from themes of, I guess, both, but this was really the second one. And yeah,
And at this point, they kinda, like, meld together.
yeah, exactly. And it's just like that whole thing of, yeah, I guess closure is the good theme of it. And I was also trying to just find other things to find with that type of theme of like, it
Yeah.
feels like everything is crashing down, but really it's not,
It
in a
is
way like
kinda
a
funny to
dream.
say. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's kinda funny to say the word closure and kamikaze in the same
Yeah,
sentence, but then the word dreams kinda makes it
yeah, and that's
saves
what
it.
I kind of went for the name. Was like,
Yeah.
it's almost like I
Interesting.
was trying to say, not to like go deep into it, but it's like, in a way, like kamikaze is like suicidal, so it's like the whole suicidal dreams, or like, but in a way, using that to like, I just like shifting different terms, or in a way, or in my head, because that's what kamikaze dreams just means so many different things, but also like it's just that. feeling like everything I think about or even dream about just keeps crashing type of thing, and that's where it kind of stemmed from.
Yeah.
And like really though, it's not, especially when you grow older.
For sure. The one of the ways I see it, and it seems like you blatantly tried to paint it this way as well, is that this is you departing from your old self and kind of just like giving up that side of you that maybe like believed in like those
Yeah,
relationships or true love, or like it's a theme, a recurring theme as well in your music where
yeah,
let's say in Deja Vu and Night Job, you say, I'm done being played like a puppet and hanging with folks that aspire to nothing. Like you're done with like that party life, that party scene, or like the kind of the groups involved in those lifestyles. Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of like a departure from that as well as that element of yourself, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. That was another huge thing. That's really damn, it's cool that you dig into the lyrics there. It's awesome. What was I gonna say? But yeah, especially that
You
line.
making music, man.
Yeah, thanks, G.
Yeah, of course.
Was gonna say, yeah, night job. Yeah, basically, because I have another few like lines kind of like that, where especially like after high school, like I don't know, it's just like I had like I was with that this type of friend group in high school where they just want to drink and party and just do dumb shit, and it's fun for a while. Then
Yeah.
afterwards, you're like, okay, and especially after high school, and it's like, okay, guys, enough, and then they just keep
Right.
going, and it's like, okay, I need to do
Right. What are we
yeah,
gonna do?
so
Rinse, repeat. What are
yeah,
we
like,
gonna
come on.
do? Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that was another thing, and it's just, like it's so hard sometimes because you don't wanna cut off people, but it's also, like, you just wanna cut off it's not cutting off the people, it's cutting off the, like, just things they do? I don't know, it's, like, the only way I can explain that part where it's like
It's like you're not cutting off the people, you're cutting off kind of the habits or like the environments, and it's just that's the only overlap that you have with certain people.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I've never actually said it like that before, and that's pretty trippy.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah, you do that is a recurring theme in your music, I guess, and then it's really cool because you do catch that theme, that kamikaze dream theme after the
Thank you,
fact in
yeah.
your music that you release afterwards, and that you have not abandoned that person, but you're definitely from at least from a writing perspective and from a creative perspective, you've stopped putting out music similar to the stuff in that project and before it, and you go to more kind of like in your shoes artistically with your track after that titled Frozen and The Shining, Fired Up, Lost and Found. All your recent tracks seem to it just from an artistic approach seem to be entirely different than
Damn,
the
thank you.
Kamikaze Dreams artist.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope to have the growth musically, but yeah, it's definitely kind of is that as well. And like these songs are coming off of so like I guess do a little plug or whatever, but it's like next week
Do
I
it, do
just
it, do it.
mixtape coming out next week. That's
Oh no
of all the songs
shit.
that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So December 17th it's coming out. So yeah, it has all the just mixtape of it has all the songs I've recently released, like Frozen and all that, The Shining, and yeah, just a few more songs and like stuff like that. But it's all yeah, just again in a theme, but it's also again another one. Okay, well, the album is called "In the End." He could only blame himself. Blame
Yeah.
himself. Sorry, kind of like a long title, but basically just in the end. And the whole album is me just like it's very introspective album and like yeah, introspective like lyrics, but trying to make it I guess fun to listen to or melodic, but just diving into that similar type of thing with Kamikaze, but like sorry, I'm just getting mixed up now what I was trying to say, but also
Yeah, no worries.
what was I getting to?
I was gonna say it's still got that kind of like back to your remixing days. You've still got that video game type music style, but it's like your
Yeah,
own video game. It's like your
yeah,
own.
exactly. Because like,
Yeah.
in the end, yeah, because it's basically me just yeah, what was I gonna say? Reflecting on like things I think are the issue in my life. Because it's like not I want to say reflecting on the past, but it's like reflecting on the past, but also just what I think is like my problem. But really, I'm just projecting things, or it's just in the end, it is me that is the problem. And like I feel like that what is should be what how people think. Like you can't blame things in a way for
Interesting.
anything in a way. So there's just like there's a lot of topics on each song I feel like I've tried to bring up, and it's like me kind of how I'm thinking in the moment, or I have thought of things, but then it's like I can't really you can't keep thinking like this, or what has brought me to that state of mind, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. So even relating it to that previous music we were talking about, where you're talking about the scenes and the environments and the relationships. Instead, you're taking the
Yeah,
focus off of that and you're drawing it inwards towards yourself.
yeah, exactly.
Is
And it's
that
just
is
like
that Is it from, like, kind of like a realization point standpoint, or are you kinda like are you blaming yourself? Are you is it
I feel
the
like it's just like
secrets to
it's
fixing
kind of like
it?
all together, yeah, where it's me really kind of just trying to find an answer, but also just like, it's all at the same time, these are, things that, I deal with or what people have dealt with or things I need to say, but also, really like, again, just like a way to say like the title, like it's just in the end, it's just, you can't blame, yeah, it's me in a way. And but then also like, I guess that's not a bad way to say, not a bad thing to say, but also like, feel like I do, or people will blame themselves for things that they shouldn't. So there is also that.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of like edge sword of it, where like yeah, it's just like trying to find that balance, I guess.
I think one of
In
your tracks, I guess, that, would or would go coincide with that would be "Fired Up," because you
yeah,
in the hook, you're like, "Life is fucked up, but
yeah,
whatever,
there, yeah,
Imma keep on
exactly.
going."
So that's
Is it
like
you as
that's
much as you're, like,
exactly it.
acknowledging that you are the problem, it's like life that's the problem and you're just part of life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like you just got to keep going on with it. You can't just keep wallowing, and you got just got to keep doing things. You just can't, yeah, dwell on it, dwell on the past.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
it's like that's the thing. You just got to keep moving on, and like yeah, and The Shining, where I'm in a way, that's another thing where I take the themes of the film and like based off The Shining, but also in my interpretation, where it's like going through dark times, but it's just like you just got to keep, yeah, just cheesily, you just got to keep shining through, in a
Yeah,
cheesy way. Those are the lyrics.
exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. So in that context, this music and this mixtape that you're releasing December 17th, I think you said?
yeah,
Is this stuff that you're kind of like currently in the process of going through in terms of like themes, or is this like last year's news and this project's done released and now you're itching to get the next theme out?
well, I have a couple projects actually. I have one that's already pretty much done. It's a joint album with West Paul, if you know him from the city.
Oh, dope. Yeah, I
Yeah, we're
do.
just like a little 5 track little, I don't know what you call that, EP mixtape. Just like two of us together, and then I'm kind of doing in the process. I'm also working on a kind of a sequel to Rip My Nostalgia, because I wanted to do more. I do have a lot of remixes that me and Rue have worked on, so we're like, might as well just do another, remix tape.
That's
So it's
awesome, man.
like
So
more
essentially,
Nintendo and stuff.
yeah, but you're just in full go with creative mode, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's fun to me. But yeah. And I feel like this album, that the themes are really, again, like last year, but also it's still a big part of this year, especially with like, COVID and stuff. Like it's not like everything has become even better.
For sure.
But yeah.
I was gonna say it's really cool as well because a lot of there are some of the same themes, I guess, that pop up in some of your recent releases that do reference, I guess, similar themes in your older music, but
Yeah.
it is from that newer perspective. So like let's for example say for example the things you do, and I'm just making the assumption that it's similar themes, but it seems
Yeah,
that way.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you released that on November 13th. It's really cool. Did you produce that track as well or
Thank
get
you.
it from your buddy, was
Oh
it
yeah, me
Liam,
and him
sorry?
both worked on it. Yeah, this one's pretty
Yeah.
much it's fully produced by him again. Like this is pretty much like me and his album as well. Like in a way, because yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he really puts his own voice into the songs as well. Just like me, kind of making this like the stems like this is kind of an interesting sound, but then he makes it even more interesting, and then I'm like, okay, there we go. But yeah,
That's real cool, man. And I think that's like a big statement in that you run like full creative process on your projects top to bottom in that regard, especially because
thanks.
you
Yeah,
are also putting out video content alongside of a lot of this musical content as
yeah,
well,
and I
right?
really that's just me too. Like I edit all my promotion, all my video stuff, music videos. Most times I'm always editing them. Yeah,
So many hats, eh?
and even then, like even if I
That's
do get people to shoot them for me, I edit them because it's like a thing I like doing anyways. So
Okay, so it's not necessarily like yeah, you'd be doing it anyways for somebody else maybe.
yeah, and oh yeah, I do other people's videos, but it's like especially when you try and film yourself. I mean, like I can't. It's really hard sometimes to get good footage. So it's like I
Oh,
get a
no
friend to
doubt.
help me, or I get like one of my film friends to shoot it for me. But it's like I'll edit it though.
Oh, yeah, no
They don't got
doubt,
to worry about it.
for sure. So what do you find because you do all this stuff kinda naturally because you are a natural creative, what aspect
Yeah,
of,
thanks.
What aspect do you think you need to work on the most or will be working on the most coming up in, or what do you think you could use the most work on in terms of being a successful artist or with whatever your goals are with
Yeah.
music and being a creative?
I think it's definitely finding the more, especially me, like music production wise. Like that's the thing where it's kind of like having my foot in every basket is like it's hard sometimes hard to really focus on one thing or like get the time. So it's like even video editing where it's like there's so much stuff I can learn, and like even music production. There's just
Oh,
like
for
I'm not
sure,
the
dude.
greatest. That's why I love working with other people who are good at it. So it's like like I would love to just keep, especially music production. Like I would love to just fully make or mastering too. Like that's another thing I really want to work on, and just getting that, yeah, overall better sound, I guess,
So just
production.
filling all the holes in the knowledge and
Yeah,
essentially just like perfecting your craft and just working on it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And do you
Yeah,
find yourself these days kind of like always working?
pretty much. Yeah, I feel like
Pretty
I
much.
yeah, I need to, like I can't stand not, if that makes
Yeah,
almost
no,
like a
I think it
workaholic
makes sense
mode.
because you enjoy most of your grind, if not all of it,
And yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're
for
very
sure.
passionate about this stuff, so
So before we ask about more about what's coming up, I think we actually heard most about what's coming up, but I just wanted to
yeah,
ask one question or maybe direct the conversation towards one question.
for sure.
Just because I found this funny, and it's just because I'm not too familiar with Star Trek, but I've heard of it
Oh
before.
yeah,
Your track Prime Directive.
definitely.
Just because this is a recent theme in my knowledge, just because yeah, like I said, I wasn't too familiar with Star Trek, but
Okay.
the Prime Directive in general and how it relates to the world today. Do you think that do you think that's like do you think that's an important theme? Do you think that's something that could be an actual reality?
Of the
I
song
know
Prime
I
Directive.
know I know in the track no, just in general, the Prime Directive. I know in the track you say break the
Oh, okay.
Prime Directive, all for the
Yeah.
booty, but do you think the Prime Directive is something that affects us as Earthlings?
God damn. Pretty
Is that what
much.
it means essentially is that
Yeah.
extraterrestrials aren't making contact with us because
Yeah.
we haven't
Exactly.
reached a yeah, yeah.
And then that's all like you shouldn't, and that's like the I was kind of like it was pretty much as like a joke song too, where it's like break, yeah, it's like can't
Break the
fuck with this
Prime
planet, but
Directive, all for
goddamn,
the booty.
yeah, exactly, just for some ass. It's like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a funny thing, but yeah, I just love sci-fi topics and stuff. Like again, huge nerd, so it's like yeah, Star
But
Trek's
you
my
don't
my
think
stuff. So
that could be a true that could be the reality?
oh, it probably is.
It probably is.
That's like if we have that thought, why doesn't aliens have that thought? We're probably like, what is it? Really good want to talk about theories where it's like, how we breed dogs. It's like we're probably being bred by aliens. We're like so many different colors of humans, but we're all just a human.
Oh,
So it's
man.
like, and like dogs only get that way because they're bred by humans. So it's like, bruh,
Dude, that's so trippy. I've never heard that theory before, but
right?
that is yeah, you just blew my mind.
Right? Yeah, it's like read that a bit ago, and I'm like, that makes so much sense.
You know what's funny in that just relating to that recently, I was thinking about how they made I forget which I don't think it's the new killer one bees or hornets, whatever the fuck they are, but it's a species of killer bee or
Oh
hornet that
yeah,
was
is it the
the reason it
Asian or
was created.
whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if it's this one, but the Asian hornet, the super hornet, whatever, or the murder hornet. I don't know if it is this one, but it's another similar like
Oh
deadly
yeah, that's the
creature. But
one.
like
Yeah,
it was just humans, yeah, humans
huge.
wanted to breed bees with like really delicious honey, but that were also like docile and chill. But in the end, they ended up making bees that were just angry and didn't make any honey.
Oh lord,
And that's
and they
just
were just
that maybe
ginormous.
maybe that's humans. Maybe that's what the aliens fucking did.
That's probably what happened. Yeah,
We just have the
they're just
angry
like, oh
killer
crap,
ones
and just spilled
roam
way
around.
too much of some bad stuff in it.
But yeah, dude,
It's just an accident.
we are reaching into overtime here. Is there
Oh, for sure.
anything
Yeah.
you want to say for is there anything you want to say to anyone who's listening just as kind of the sign off?
Just check me out if you think or yeah, just check me out if you like tunes. I don't know. It's also like yeah, I don't want to be like a big plug or whatever, but yeah, just check me out.
Yeah,
Got
dude,
new tunes
for
coming
sure.
out. Yeah,
He's humble.
and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for having me, man. It's been awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. Of course. Thank you for taking the time and chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
You're a
definitely.
dope dude. I look forward to
Thanks, G.
following
Yeah,
your music.
for sure. Yeah,
Perfect. All right. All right,
awesome.
dude. Take care, eh?
Right, you too. Thanks again.
Okay, peace.
Peace.
And that was young Cazzy, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. If you want to learn a little bit more about young Cazzy as well as connect with him on some social media, head on down to www.reevolvemedia.com/young Cazzy. That's YUNGCAZZY. And up next, we are going to listen to another track of him of his. This one is titled Reverse Thought. Enjoy and take care.
Yeah. Who's got you down? Who's got you stuck? And who makes you feel like you ain't enough? Yeah. And who's got your back when shit gets rough? Just gotta hold your own. Yeah, I've been down that road a couple of times before. Look at the way that I go. Yeah, rolling in deep with my woes. Feeling defeat when I'm low. And even when winning, I'm feeling the touch of my ghost. Yeah, telling me that I'm not worth it and I'm not deserving of anything good that I burn. Yeah, feels like I'm living a curse. Yeah, the thoughts in my head always spinning me round, holding me down. Yeah, holding me down for the count. Fucking I'm out. Yeah, such a millennial stuck in perpetual hurt. Lately I'm looking the best, cause inside I'm feeling the worst. Yeah. So yeah, there's more to me than all my anxieties, yeah. Yeah, there's more to me than my trust issues that still fuck with me. It's a build-up of bullshit and just a bit of society, cause of the way they say how they want me to be, yeah. And no, I'm not looking for sympathy, well maybe a little bit subconsciously, yeah. Whatever, just put the blame on me, yeah. More pain for me, guess I'll wait and see what's in store for me, yeah. Put the blame on me, yeah, yeah, more pain for me, yeah. Guess I'll wait and see what's in store for me. In the end, yeah, in the end, yeah. In the end, yeah, yeah. So who's got you down, yeah? And who's got you stuck? And who makes it feel like you ain't enough, yeah? And who's got your back, yeah? When shit gets rough, just gotta hold your own.
Yeah. Who's got you down? Who's got you stuck? And who makes you feel like you ain't enough? And who's got your back when shit gets rough? Just gotta hold your own.